Welcome back. The V.O.C. Tuesday NFL edition. A lot going on. A lot of crazy shit is starting to unfold with the NFL season. I think if you look at the NFL season, I think this might be the wildest one in a long time. And it's only getting crazier, and it's only going to get crazy. So let's jump right into it. Like I said, I truly believe that this NFL season is the wild. What the fuck is that noise? This fucking noise is going to make me rip my fucking face off. This noise, I know what it is. The fact that no one in this house, I just got back today for Thanksgiving. The fact that nobody in this house was like, hey, let's get a battery. This smoke alarm is going off downstairs. No, so they're going to make me film this video in basically hell, in the depths of hell right now, until they go by. There it is. And it's just going to keep happening. And it's literally going to make me want to rip my fucking face off. This is terrible. These conditions to film these videos suck. I don't get it. God, I asked one thing. Nice, quiet area. No one's here at the house. Like, they all went and did shit. And then you leave me with this sound? Are you fucking kidding me? Like, this shit sucks. Like I said, this is the depths of hell. This is what hell feels like. This is terrible. It's going to keep going off. But you know what? We're going to work through it because I'm a professional. Professional, and I work through things. That's what I'm going to do. All right, you see from the title of this video, look. I've been a Bears fan for my entire life. And it sucked, right? It's fucking sucked. We've had decent years. Managed the Super Bowl in 06. Got beat by the Colts. You know, that was a great defense. The Bears' history is defense, and you got to work through it. And we run the ball, and goes through our defense. Well, now a report has come out today that Matt Nagy, the head coach of the Bears, will be fired after the game Thursday when we played the Lions on Thanksgiving. It'll be the first time in Bears history that they fire a coach mid-season. Never been done before, and we've had some fucking dumpster fires. You know, look, I mean, I'm 50-50 on this, honestly. Now, Nagy come out and has denied the reports and said it's not true, blah, blah, blah. The writer who said it, I don't think he covers the Bears, but he's a Pulitzer Award winner, and if you know that in journalism, that is big time. That's like the best writer award, basically, in journalism. He's come out and said he has a very credible source. I don't know his name. It's all over the place. This sound is going to make me fucking go stupid. But I said I'm professional, so I'll work through it. So, yeah, I mean, I don't... Like I said, I'm 50-50 on this, honestly. Like, this is basically... You're watching this video, it's kind of live reaction, because I drove, like... I was packing all my shit up. I had to do a video for class, so I edited my video, and I was packing my shit up, and it kind of came out, and then I got in the car. So I've been, like, thinking about it for 2 hours. I haven't talked about it. And like I said, I'm pretty torn. I think Nagy is a good coach. I don't think that he's a bad coach whatsoever. I don't think he's a fireable coach. I just think that the roster's not as good as it once was when he first got here, when they went 12-4 and he won Coach of the Year. He made it to the playoffs twice with Trash Bisky. Like, Mitchell Trubisky's fucking garbage. He's Trash Bisky for a reason. That's why I call him that, because he's trash. 2 thumbs down, he's garbage. He's a backup now, and he sucks, and he'll never get another starting job. Now you have a guy in Justin Fields who, like I said, is going to be, I think, a very good quarterback. And what he's had to work with this team so far, he's done pretty decent, in my opinion. He's kept us in games. Very easily could have won the Ravens game. Should have won the Steelers game. We should have won the Ravens game. I put that on the defense. Like, the defense is not what it once was. Like, that's another problem here. It's like, the defense is not what it once was. And they didn't have Lamar Jackson, so there's no reason to lose to Tyler Huntley. Like, who the fuck is Tyler Huntley, right? Like, people who know football don't know who the fuck Tyler Huntley is. He's decent, but no reason why we should have lost that game. Now, I mean, there were struggles last year, like the 6-7, like we had a big losing streak, but he got us in the playoffs, right? He's like kind of turned it around. Like, there's no Khalil Mack on the defense. The secondary is fucking god-awful other than Jalen Johnson. And to me, it's like I put more blame on fucking Ryan Pace, the GM, than I do Matt Nagy. Like, Ryan Pace is a fucking retard. Like, this guy is an idiot. Like, his draft picks are garbage. Garbage. Ryan Pace is a GM. Let's look. Ryan Pace. We're going to look this shit up. To me, it's like, if you fire Matt Nagy, you should fire Ryan Pace, right? And I think that will happen. But like I said before, it's like, I don't get the Nagy thing. I kind of like Nagy a little bit. Here's Ryan Pace's 10 best draft picks. Honorable mention was Darnell Mooney. Darnell Mooney's a beast. Like, he showed last game he's a beast. David Montgomery was a good pick. Jalen Johnson. Adrian Amos no longer plays for him. He refused to sign him. And he's taken off with the Packers. So that's a scratch on the L. James Daniels, decent. Cohen, I mean, he's good for a year. Blond Nichols has been good. Cody Whitehair. And these are like second, like Roquan's his best pick. Eddie Jackson hasn't been good in the last 2 years. So those are his good picks. Now here is, this is what he's done since the Bears GM. First round, 2015, Kevin White. Terrible. Then he picked Eddie Goldman in the second round. Pretty decent. Adrian Amos he picked in the 5th round that year. But like I said, he refused to sign him. And other than that, Leonard Floyd never popped off. He was a fucking 9th overall pick, not very good, right? And it's like he's whiffed on the first round picks, whiffed on them, whiffed. Like Trubisky, they're terrible. There's 3 straight years of first round picks, garbage, and those were top 10 picks. Like if he would have just hit on those picks, we'd be fine as a franchise. He's done better drafting in the later rounds, like I said. He cannot get first. Roquan, that's a no fucking brainer pick right there, right? It's like, to me, it's like everybody wants to blame Matt Nagy for everything. I'm like, why don't we blame the fuck that put the team together? It's like, this guy is the most uncomparable fucking GM in the league. This guy's retarded. Like, he's done, like I said, few good things, but he's done way worse than he's done good. Like, the Khalil Mack trade was really good, right? Go out, you get him, you do it. Trading up for Justin Fields. I feel like that was a lot of Matt Nagy, because Matt Nagy and Ryan Day, the Ohio State coach, they're really good friends. So I feel like that was Nagy. Like, man, I need my quarterback. I need him. Like, let's go. And Ryan Pace is just sitting there like, this roster sucks. The offensive line sucks. The defense is old and sucks. It's like, I don't fucking get it. Like, I just don't. Like I said, I think Nagy's a good coach. I mean, he's 12-4 first year. He's been 8-8 the last 2 years. This year, not so good. But like, we're not a good team. Like, the roster's not good. Like, I don't know what people expected. And then it's like, so Justin Fields 1 year. Now you already want to give him another coach? Now you want to throw him another coach and another GM. I agree with the GM. Fire the GM. But now you want to throw another coach at him? It's like, I don't get it. I just truly don't get it. Like I've said before, this is my biggest fear when they talked about firing him last year was, I feel like Matt Nagy's going to go be an offense coordinator for some year, for a year or two. He's going to go back and be a head coach, and he's going to be really fucking good. That's my biggest fear. Because I think Nagy's a good coach. I don't get it. Like, I don't get it. It's like, can we just have one good fucking team in Chicago for once? Like, I love the 85 Bears. Who doesn't as a Bears fan? But it's like, at the end of the day, it's like, for a younger generation, it's like, you kind of want to be tired of hearing about that team because you want to watch a team fucking do something and be good for once. And it's like, not going to fucking happen. It's like, we're stuck in neutral. Like, I don't get it. Like, I don't, like, the houses, whatever you want to call them, like, they're terrible. Like, you have the 3rd biggest market team in the NFL. You should be, like, dominant. You should be, like, wanting to have the best team. It's one of the most historic franchises in the league. It's the oldest franchise in the league. It's like, everybody should be crawling to play for you. And it's like, I don't get it. I don't get it. But to me, it's like, I would be more on firing Ryan Pace than I did Matt Nagy. Like, I don't know. And, like, who are you going to hire? Like, Byron Leftwich, Eric Bieniemy? Like, oh, okay, Eric Bieniemy is fucking basically the same as Nagy. He's been fucking tooled under Andy Reid, so it's like, what's the difference? And the last 2 offensive coordinators under Andy Reid that have been head coaches, fucking one was Doug Peterson, fired. Shouldn't have been, but fired. Matt Nagy, fired, most likely. So now you want to get the 3rd guy in there? Like, I don't know. Like I said before, I feel like if you're going to get a coach, it's like get someone that's hard-nosed and is going to bring back the feeling of like the 85 Bears and what the Bears are, right? And that's why I said Jim Harbaugh would be the perfect guy. If you're going to fire, I would be fine if you fire Nagy and you hire Jim Harbaugh. I'd love it. I'd love it. Do it. But if you're just going to fire him and just hire another offensive guy, it's like, what the fuck is the difference? Like, what the fuck is the difference? I don't know. Like, being a Bears fan fucking sucks. If you're a Bears fan, you fucking get it, right? Like, sucks. It's the worst. All right, Thanksgiving games, kind of lackluster, right? But usually the Thanksgiving games, like, they're usually, like, for some, you would think that they'd have, like, the best teams that play, and usually they don't. But the first game is fucking gonna suck, especially, speaking of the Bears. Bears at Lions. Lions 0-9-1. Bears are 3-7. Hopefully the Bears can win. It's a backup quarterback game. Justin Fields is hurt. Like, it would be fine if, like, Justin Fields was playing because it'd be like, this is Justin Fields coming out party. He's going to dominate. He's going to prove how good he is. But he's not playing. He's got fucked up ribs. So Andy Dalton's going to play. And then the Lions have fucking their third string backup, Tim Boyle or whatever his name is, like garbage. So, this is going to be a shit show of a game. Shit show of a game. I mean, I'd pick the Bears to win just because better team, but the way that this week has gone so far, like, I wouldn't be surprised if we fucking lose. Wouldn't be surprised. But, I don't know. We've won the last 2 Thanksgivings, so maybe it's our thing. And Nagy's pretty good against the Lions, so maybe it's our thing too, but I don't know. All right, the Raiders, who are 5-5. This is a very intriguing game just because both teams basically just got their asses waxed. Raiders at Cowboys, who are 7-3. I think the Raiders they're a flawed team at 5-5. I think, I've thought that for a couple of weeks now. Their record was better than what their team is. I think Cowboys destroyed them. Cowboys played about as bad as they could last week against the Chiefs. Like, their offense played just about as badly as it could. They didn't have their left tackle. 2 best wide receivers go out. It's like Dak had no help, nothing. It's like, and the Chiefs played about as perfect of a game as they could, and I'll talk about that later. So it's like, the Cowboys get a bounce back. I think they destroy the Raiders. Now my dogs are barking. I don't know what the fuck. This is like a video from hell. This is like walking into the depths of hell and being like, oh, what's up, the devil? Like, man, like, oh, we're going to hang out here? This sucks. It's like an inferno. Shit's coming up. I don't know. Noises, dog. I don't even give a fuck. Just continue to go on. Shut up! Fuck. These dogs bark at everything. And they're not like big dogs. Like, they're going to like intimidate somebody as they walk by. We have little dogs. Chihuahua, poodle mix, and a long-haired Chihuahua. These dogs they're ankle biters. Like, the least terrifying dogs of all time. But they fucking think they're tough shit. They act like they're a Rottweiler and a fucking pit bull up there. Like, I have 2 fighting dogs. No. I have like 2 dogs that like rich white moms in Beverly Hills have. Like, come on. Come on. Shut up. Bills at Saints. This game's intriguing, just because the Bills just got waxed, so did the Saints, and like that was the stat. It's like all 6 of these teams coming into Thanksgiving lost last week. Like, it was crazy. Like, that's crazy. So guaranteed to have bounce back games from 3 of them, right? Ha ha ha! It's a joke. I think the Bills win, but it's close. I think there'll be like the Saints are honoring Drew Brees, most overrated quarterback of all time, before the game, because they couldn't honor him last year because no fans is last year. He's actually calling the game too. So I think it's one of those games where their dome is rocking. Is it called Mercedes-Benz Superdome anymore? I don't think it is. But the Superdome, I don't think it's called Mercedes. I don't know what it's called anymore. Will be rocking. I think it's Saints close. The Saints with their current quarterback, Trevor, they're not going to win any games. Like, they're garbage. Like, they might be one of the fraudulent teams out there. As long as Trevor Simeon's their quarterback, they have no playoff shot. No playoff shot. I mean, they probably prefer Drew Brees to play quarterback, not announce the game. So, like I said, it's close, but I'd go with the Bills, but close. Just because the Bills are a better team. But the Saints still have a good defense, but I don't trust their quarterback. Okay. Like I said before, start of this video. It's maybe the wildest NFL season we've ever seen. Maybe the most wildest, right? You look at the AFC East. The Pats are 7-4. Which no one would have thought that would happen. No one thought. And like, even the people that are like, oh, I saw this coming. You didn't. You thought the Bills would run away with this division. Run away. You didn't trust Mac Jones. I didn't either. So it's like the Pats are number 1. Crazy. The Bills are 2 at 6-4. They got destroyed last week by the Colts. Colts are playing better. It's like that's what we saw last week. A bunch of blowouts. Like it was a bunch of like teams that you should have won and win convincingly. They just got fucking manhandled. Like the Titans, they got destroyed by the Texans. And they were like the best, hottest team in football. Now they're 8-3. The Colts now in their same division, the AFC South, 6-5. They're kind of coming along. They're a playoff team. I said that a couple weeks ago. The Colts are a playoff team. They have a big game this week. We'll talk about those games a little bit later. I just wanted to go through the divisions, kind of like Thanksgiving. This is why I keep telling you guys. It's like, look, this is around the time we're starting to see what teams are, and it's like you can't even fucking say that right now because shit fucking like last week happens where it's like crazy shit happens and we don't understand it. It's like it continues to happen. I don't get it. The AFC North is like the most competitive along with the West, but the West will figure it. The AFC North is going to come down to the wire, I think, a little bit. The Ravens are 7-3, Bengals are 6-4, Steelers are 5-4-1, and the Browns are 6-5. I would say the Ravens win this division, but I don't think the Bengals are going to stop from fight. Steelers aren't going to stop from fight. They're just injured right now. And the Browns, I don't know if the Browns are going to do anything because Baker's playing hurt, acting like a little fucking bitch on the field because he's not getting his way. So it's like, I don't fucking know. The AFC West, Chiefs, I mean, like I said earlier, they played the best game they could have ever played against the Cowboys. That was like the most perfect game they played defensive-wise. Like offense, they still didn't put up a lot of numbers. But that was the most complete game they played all year. Can they continue that? I don't. Their defense has been playing way better though. So they're 7-4. I think they'll run away with it. I think the Chargers are. I think they're a playoff team at 6-4. The Raiders and Broncos, they'll fall out. They're both 5-5. They'll fall out. All right, now going to the NFC. The NFC East. The Cowboys are 7-3. I've said it for I think maybe since the beginning of the year. I think the Cowboys will continue to destroy this division. I think they'll get them back on track this week. Like I said, their offense played about as bad as they could. And the defense played pretty good other than about the first quarter and a half. Other than that, they played pretty decent. Eagles are 5-6. Like I said last week, you don't want to be in the middle. That's kind of where the Eagles are right now, but they have a lot of draft picks. I don't think they make the playoffs. I think they've just been hot right now. But way better season than I thought they'd have. The NFC North, I think the Packers are still going to run away with it. They're 8-3. They did just lose to the Vikings. But it was a close game. And Aaron Rodgers fucking tore the Vikings up. Torched them. Had a 75-yarder that was like the tying touchdown, and then the Vikings went down and scored. Kicked a field goal. But the Packers they're still really good. Like, I've said it before, I think they're the best team in the NFL right now. The Vikings right behind them at 5-5. They just won. I think the Vikings are... I don't know if they're a playoff team. I don't know yet. I have to watch them a little bit. Kirk Cousins has been playing really good. He played really good against Aaron Rodgers. Like, he went toe-to-toe with him. I just don't trust him. And I don't trust that team, per se. The NFC South, the Bucs are 7-3. They just won last night. I think they continue. I think they'll win the division. They look good. They have some issues, but they're slowly, I think, figuring them out. And the interceptions for Tom, it's like if you watch the last two games and the interception, the most bullshit interceptions ever. The ball went right off Mike Evans' hands. Interception last night. Are you what? Like that shit's not going to happen normally. They got to work through some kinks. The Saints are 5-5. Like I said, I think they lose this week. They have terrible quarterback play. They continue that. Not playoff team. Panthers are 5-6. I don't think they're a playoff team. I think their defense is, but their offense isn't. Cam's played pretty good in the last two games he's been there, but I just think they have a lot of things to work out. And I just don't foresee them as a playoff team. But they could be. I mean, like the new wild card where you get an extra guy, it's like extra team in. It's like you could have a team that's not very good make the playoffs. So that's like with the Vikings and the Panthers. Like they're not very good, but they probably make the playoffs. And then the NFC West, this will be the most competitive division down the stretch. The Cardinals are 9-2, continuing their winning ways. They look very good, even with a backup quarterback. So I can only imagine what this team's going to look like with Kyler Murray healthy. The Rams are 7-3. They have a big game this week. Them and the Packers both. Look, they're talented. They still have a lot of things to figure out. I think they're trying to figure out how to play kind of with all their talent. They're coming off a bye week. I think they'll look decent, really good this week, but they do have a tough opponent. And the 49ers sitting there at 5-5. I mean, they're going to be a tough out. They're going to be a tough out. For the 49ers, if they could continue to have good, consistent play from their quarterback and their running game and with their defense and their coaching, they'll be decent. They'll be a tough out. All right, big games this week. I usually don't do this for the NFL, but I think I will start down the stretch just because there's some really, I'm drawing a blank in my mind, I don't know why, but there's some, like, it's getting really close to the end of the year, right? And there's some big games. And the divisional games, they only make things tighter. And I looked at these games, I'm like, man, these are some, man, what the fuck is, man? Like, what the fuck am I saying? Like, these are some pretty good games. Steelers at Bengals. Tough, right? Tough. They played earlier in the year. I want to say the Bengals won. Steelers have a lot of injuries. I don't know. For some reason, it just feels like a Steelers win. It just feels like the Steelers will win it. Bucks at Colts. This is going to be a really good game to watch. Colts have been on fire lately. The Bucks get back on their winning ways. I think the Bucks win close, though. But this will be an interesting thing for the Bucks because the Colts come out running the ball really good. Jonathan Taylor looked really good last week. So now it's like, can the Bucks kind of counteract the run team, kind of like the Washington football team did to them? But I think the Bucks win. Titans at Pats. This game is very intriguing because the Patriots have been playing really good. Titans played very bad last week. Ryan Tannehill had 4 picks. I'm going to go with the Titans here just because I think the Titans' defense will cause a little problems for Mac Jones, but I think it's close. Like, I think this game's low scoring and close. Rams at Packers. This game is the biggest game of the week. That's what I said earlier. Like, the Rams, Packers, like, the Rams will look really good coming out their bye. Aaron Rodgers' toes hurt. I'd go with the Rams in this game just because of the Aaron Rodgers toe injury. Like, I don't know how 100% it'll be. And the Rams are coming off the bye. So, kind of have time to be coherent, be a team, figure out Odell and the offense. So, I'm going to go with the Rams to win it. Vikings at 49ers. I think this is a very intriguing game. I'd go with the Vikings to win this game. Just because I think the Vikings are just a little bit better than the Rams. They're getting a little bit more consistent quarterback play. And the 49ers secondary is not very good. Browns at Ravens. This would be the Ravens. Lamar Jackson will be back this week. He'll help them play way better than they did last week against the Bears. The Browns have problems. Like Baker, like I said before, he's been a little bitch lately. He's like walked off the field. They beat the Lions barely. He's pissed off, walked off the field, didn't shake anybody's hands, didn't even talk to the media afterwards, which I thought that was like illegal in the NFL. I thought you had to talk to the media. Isn't that why Marshawn Lynch got fined? So you would think after a game the starting quarterback would have to talk to the media. He didn't. I don't know. I mean, like I said before, this NFL season is crazy. Crazy, crazy. And it's only going to get crazier. I mean, a lot of shit's happening right now, and it's fun to watch it play out. And I think as the season progresses and continues on, I think there's a lot of shit that's going on that no one expects is going to happen. That's what makes this season so much fun. And that's why you can't sit up here every week and hot take. And I said Thanksgiving. It's like, we're in Thanksgiving. I don't even know what the fuck's going on. Like, I still don't understand the NFL. So it's like, I don't know. Like, I feel like you can't make a hard fucking pick for teams until the fucking playoffs. Because I don't even know if you can't. Like, this NFL season is nuts. I think there's a lot of closest teams, like parity teams, that it's like a lot of teams are a lot closer than we thought they were. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. Like I said, being a Bears fan fucking sucks, dude. It's the worst. It's the worst. It is. It's the worst. Like, I don't get it. Like, my entire life we've sucked, pretty much. We've had a couple good years here, a couple good years there. It's like we sucked. Like, we fuck everything up. Like, we fucked the Urlacher's thing up. We fucked everything up. Like, and now we have a quarterback, and it's like, we never had a quarterback in franchise history. Now you want to fuck this up too? I don't get it. Like I said, a lot of shit going on. Doing this video is like from the depths of hell again with the noises, dogs barking, that fucking beeping sound. Look, I'm a professional. I work through things. This is my life. Like I keep saying, this life here is not easy. People think this life's hard. Try being in my environment, trying to focus and do a video. You couldn't do it. No, you couldn't. There it is again. Like I said, couldn't do it. It's tough. But that's going to do it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for all the love. The Monday videos are doing very well. I'll continue to do wacky, crazy videos. People are loving it. Last video did really well. So, thanks for watching.